long time. Time coming.
I am Kyle from Instagram, Kyle G5.
And I'm Jamela. I'm Transparent J. On Instagram.
And today we're going to talk about family.
Family.
Um, Today's episode is really about family and the things they shouldn't and should not do, or should and should not do. Sorry. And how it makes other family members feel, or you feel, or whether it's mother, father, sister, aunt, grandmother. If it's toxic, it's toxic.
Yeah.
Kind of a touchy topic.
Yeah. Well, I guess on my part, I see that your family is pretty close knit.
My immediate family.
Your immediate family is pretty close knit and knit, and I think that's beautiful. When I see other families get together, they travel together. If there's an issue, they fight together and they come back together. I love it. I want to become a part of that family, because I feel like that's what I desire in my life. I don't know. Like right now, I'm not at a great place with my family. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Definitely not I.
So I know that growing up, I know you don't have any sisters. It's just you and your brother. And I lived with my older sisters. I'm the baby, and I lived with my older sisters, and my brother, he lived back home in Jamaica. He came here, I think, at 24, maybe 22, something around that age. So I didn't really have a relationship with him from the beginning. But I guess like growing up with my sisters, my mother, we had family. My mother's born and raised in Jamaica. She came here at 16. She came here at 16, so she built her family on her own. So she left her family and she made her own. So at that age, I don't think that you really could make proper decisions because you're still a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still need a little bit of help and guidance.
Right.
So, my mother,
her mom didn't. That's very prevalent in West Indian homes. That's kind of like a culture. I don't want to say whether it's bad or good. I mean, it probably has more cons than pros, but people do it for different reasons. But it's very known in the West Indian culture. Or people that's not American, because I'm pretty sure I know people who are like from Egypt and other countries, they do that too. So it's not an American style culture to just leave your kids somewhere and then try to make a better life. If you are making a better life, that's the reason that you're using.
Right. Thank you for clarifying that, because what you look like. She left at 16. To an American eyes, it would be like, that's horrible.
Oh, that's crazy.
But sometimes,
I mean, it's still kind of crazy, but it's the culture is just so, and a lot of kids hold resentment toward their parents for it, like your brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you have some parents, they don't accept it or they don't understand, and it's like the child wants to be with you, but the parents feel like in their mind they're trying to make a better life. But if I come here and your life is not, so what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Right.
It's just like,
well, you got other kids here, so like you left me, but now you made other kids here.
Right.
So why you come to get me?
Right. And that would have said, if my brother was here, I want to try to get him on this, because I feel like a lot of parents a lot of kids that are raised by their grandparents, they kind of either desire to be with their parent or they resent their parent at the end. And as for me, growing up, I was like the rebel child. I gave trouble. I gave trouble, and I'm very transparent with who I am and what I do. I gave a lot of trouble growing up. But who could it be but God?
That's what you described.
And honestly, I think that when when you're growing up and you give a lot of trouble, people still want to hold you
accountable for that person
and not see the choices that you've made and your growth, to see that we shouldn't treat that person like that. So with my change, there should be change with the family of the treatment.
Right.
You know, the treatment should have been changed
Right.
as well.
But it wasn't.
So I still, I still have this black cloud over my head, although I've done so much and I've tried so much to become a better person.
And she's very, very giving, almost to a fault.
Yeah, I guess y'all get a piece of that on the next segment. So, it's hard. It's hard to look at other people's family and see how put together they are, and you wonder how do they overcome like tragedies or some kind of
There's
something
no
that's
perfect family
dysfunctional.
though, 'cause, I mean, my family had dysfunction, please. But I just feel like if my father was also raised on a family who's family oriented already. So even though his mom is kind of, and his father passed away, but they both his family, mother and father's side, were very family oriented. So even though it's trauma, he knows like the at the end of the day it's family first. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
but your mom didn't have a big family growing up either.
And
So
she kind of raised herself.
right, so she don't have, or she's raising herself. So a lot of her stuff that she has, who she is now, is a product of her past. But she has to now say, I want to make better choices and try to be better for my kids. But she just, I don't know. She's maybe she's a little too bitter. She's hurt people. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of unknowns with your mother. A lot of unknown factors to why she does, and she can not even be aware.
Yeah, but I also feel like, even as a mother like me, I shared something on Facebook
I'm
and
sorry.
Instagram.
We're talking about your mother. They don't know what's happening with your mother. I don't know if you want to get into that. So it's kind of like they don't know what's really going on.
Okay.
So maybe
Well,
they're
I
not
guess-
speaking.
Right. We aren't speaking. I'm not speaking to my mother, and I'm not speaking to my middle sister. I've just regained a relationship. We just reunited again, me and my brother. And all of this fell apart because of my kindness.
And y'all think to yourself, she's probably just telling her side. And no, she's not. Really, they're mad because she was nice. Like, she was nice, basically. Without getting into the details, she did a lot for them, and now they feel entitled, basically. They feel entitled because she gives so much, and now they feel like you always been giving, so why you stop now? And now that she stopped, now it's a problem. So basically, it's entitled. They
Yeah.
feel entitled to the stuff that's hers. They feel like they should get a part of it. It's not yours.
It hurts. It hurts a lot. And I know that a lot of people are saying, like, why are you airing this out? Because this is my piece. And this is something that I need to release out of me. Because I've been here in my home for it's going to be a year without my mother. And it's hard and it hurts. It's not hard. Like I'm stable financially. I'm doing it. I'm doing what I got to do. That's why I always tell people, like, don't think that things are impossible. Things are possible. You know. But it hurts to see that, you could try to want to make your family close, and everyone's not on the same page. I know that this topic seems like it's a little all over the place, but we're still talking about family. I would say that, I don't even know where to go, with this. I've cried months, a lot of months,
What
because
did you
I don't
do
understand.
recently that you did that you haven't done in years? The other day.
Oh, I went to my father's burial. And, I was just really going through some paperwork to find out, the little things. Like, there's other things going on. So I was going through paperwork. And I came across my father's death certificate. And I realized, I said, oh my God, my father died when he was 41. And then I looked at my age, I'm 43. And I said, oh my God, I've never visited his grave. Now, to people that are spiritual, God does have it in the Bible, let the dead bury, like basically you're not supposed to worry about the dead.
Right.
So
They can't hear no thing.
Right. Let the
They're
dead bury the
sleeping.
dead, something like that, something to that sort. And I'm gonna tell you, when I went to the gravesite and I sat down, I realized that I felt like his presence there more than the people that are alive, and it hit me hard because I'm saying, like, my father died for I would say he died when I was 8. So he died a long
Over
time
30 years
ago.
ago.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, what could I have done better with my life if I had a father? Would I have been better? Would I have been running the streets and doing what I wanted to do?
No.
Maybe not. But I know that there would have. I don't think that this wouldn't have existed right now. It probably would have been different, but not this moment.
Right.
Um, I I don't desire. I desire peace. I don't desire anything else because I feel like when knowing that my father is dead, you would desire the people that are alive around you. So I don't have that. I'm just doing it by myself. And I went through days and nights of crying and crying. That was the reason why we couldn't really tape too, because I was hurting a lot, and trying to figure all of these things out. I grew up with a mother, a praying woman that would teach us how to pray. We all sat at the side of her bed. We had Bible study. Um, we invited people from the building to come and pray with us. So I'm looking at this woman and I'm saying, Father God, I don't know this woman. Yes, Evan, stay inside.
Sorry.
So, this is odd. No,
Children.
I'm filming. So, I look at even like up to my children. I have 3 children. I have 2 boys and a girl.
I'm sorry.
And
I don't want to cut you off, but to piggyback off of your mother being a praying person or praying warrior, some people will call it. But some people, they know God with their lips, but their heart is far from Him. So, like I said, maybe in her heart, we don't know what her mother taught her, what she's seen, or she raised herself from 16. So she has a lot of hurt and bitterness inside of her, and she has to. Like I'm saying, if she's aware, then she could ask God to heal that part of her heart. But that's what I'm saying. Even if she's not aware or she don't think nothing is wrong with what she's doing, that's not gonna ever get solved because for you to heal, you have to talk about things. She's clearly not ready to have a rational, reasonable conversation and to admit her wrongs. Because even you said your brother told her like her leaving him in Jamaica hurt him. She don't want to apologize. Right? So she's not even able to admit or to even if that wasn't her intention to say, well, I try to do it for a better reason or to help, and I'm sorry that you felt this way or whatever, and still apologize to him. She's not even doing that. So she just have a lot of work to do with herself, and she's older, so old people be stuck in their way sometimes. But if she really believes in God, she needs to ask Him to break down that heart. Her heart is very hardened, clearly.
yeah, I it's just tough, it's tough, and I feel like all of this anger and all this hurt is tearing up our family. You know, one sister's on another side, my brother's on another side. They're not talking. They're hiding. They don't want anyone nowhere. They live. It's just like craziness. And I'm saying, after all of the good that I have done for my family, even as the baby,
Right.
I still feel like they're holding something over my head, or like they're feeling like I deserve some kind of treatment from them.
But you never asked them for nothing.
No.
Your sisters have never would have y'all put her in a better position. Never.
So I guess like with coming from the burial, and I left the burial and I felt a little free. I felt a little free, and I just decided I didn't see a tombstone on my father's grave, and I said, I'm going to make it my business to try to get a tombstone for my father's grave. I'm not saying that no one doesn't care, but
How long has it been, right?
yeah, but you should still.
Sorry, guys.
You should. We should have still come together and put a tombstone for our father, because I believe even Jesus had a tombstone. And but although he rose from the dead, and he had the ability to do that,
Death couldn't even hold him.
right? I still felt like I still feel like it's something that I could do.
Right.
As for my family, I'm still hurting, and I guess as we our go through our segments in our show, you'll hear more and more about this.
The updates.
Yeah, there'll be a part one, a part two, maybe it probably be like maybe 7 parts to this story. People that know me, they know the beginning and they know the end. My family hurts for me, and my friends hurt for me, and I guess eventually, it. I don't know. Maybe let God do His will. But I said that with my family that I am raising, and that that I conceived, I would say that I'm going to do better. I teach my children how to love one another. I teach my oldest to stand up for your little brother and sister, because you could be their father, because they're so far apart in age. I tell my daughter to be respectful. I tell her, although my son has a disability, to take up for your brother, and understand that it'll get better, or maybe it won't, but just to stand there and be the sister that he needs you to be.
Right.
Does it take away from me maybe using a little profanity? No, I think that people use the way that I speak, or maybe the profanity that comes out of my mouth, and try to connect me to this evil villain that's in the street, and I'm not that person. I feel like I'm chasing people, or trying to prove to people that I've changed, and I've
You don't
shown
have to prove
change.
that though.
I show change, but I feel like I can't do all of this changing, and no one else wants to change. So, the whole family thing is
After you
tough for me.
after everything's settled with your family, do you feel like you'll talk to them again? Your mom and your sister.
I don't want to. I just want my peace. I want everyone to feel peace. I don't want anyone to hurt. I don't want anyone to suffer. When I pray in the morning time before I get up out of my bed, I pray for peace. I pray for prosperity. I pray for health. I pray for strength, and that goes out to all of my family. I don't have any evilness in my body or in my blood, because I want to see everyone be great, you know. But, everyone's their own person. So, everyone's going to feel different. And I'm okay with that. I just want my peace. And no one doesn't have to they don't have to worry about me and my kids.
Well, hear it here first. Family. Just because you're blinded by blood does not mean they have to be in your life. Toxic is toxic. Do better, be better. Thank you, and that's the end of our show.
And
Thank you for sharing.
thank you.